Hi guys, happy Sunday. It has been an absolutely fabulous first weekend in June here in upstate New York, and we couldn't ask for better weather. Well, actually we could. It's still a little chilly, but it's only early June. So hang in there if you're in upstate New York with me. If you're down south, then the weather's also probably been really beautiful. Yay! Happy summer almost. So today I have these lovely cards that we are going to make. This comes from our new Seasonal Expressions catalog. And of course, if you know me, you know that it uses the Jack paper line. And they are Father's Day cards. So, well, actually, this one right here would work for anything. But they are meant to be Father's Day cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab some of our paper and we're going to get started. Before I do get started, though, I wanted to show you these fabulous packages. I have two of these, and as you can see, they are chocked full of goodies. Okay, so these are the card making workshop kits that I put together. And look at all this fabulous stuff that comes in it. Okay, so not only do you have that coupon, this is good for either a class or to purchase something from Scrap Shack Designs. You have this wonderful card that I've left blank for you to pay it forward. You have your Jack card kits that we're actually going to make today, as well as these card kits. I'm going to throw in an additional bonus set. So altogether you get 4 cards. And then you get this wonderful petite stamp set and an inker. Okay. You get instructions on how to make your card, as well as some brochures. And of course, you get one of our brand new Seasonal Expression idea books. Okay, so this is a fabulous kit. I just finished putting them together today. You get all of these goodies, and this could all be yours for only $10. So seems how these 2 card kits are sold for $5. This whole kit with the stamps and the book for $10 is quite a steal. So for these kits, for the complete kits, I only have 2 of them available. Okay, so if you want those, make sure to go ahead and PM me, and I will mail those right out to you this week. Okay, this is a fabulous, fabulous kit, okay, and you don't want to miss out on that. It's absolutely wonderful. If you don't want the whole card kit, I do have an extra card kit that holds the 2 cards that we'll be making today, as well as another 20% coupon, okay? So this is $5. This whole kit is $10, okay? Again, I have a limited supply of these. So if you want them, make sure to hurry up and send me a PM, and I will get those mailed right out to you. Okay, so with that, moving right on. Again, we're using the Jack paper lines. Okay, in your card kit, all of your images will be stamped. For this video today, I'm starting fresh with no stamped images, so I will walk you through the stamping as well. Okay, this is our Jack card making kit stamp set, and it's fabulous. It's one of our brand new stamp sets, and it comes with matching dies. Okay, so it's a really great deal. You can either buy the stamp set or the stamp set and dies, however you want to do that. Again, it's in our new seasonal catalog. Okay, so there's that. This is the stamp set we'll be using today. We'll also be using these 3 inks. I don't know if it's going to autofocus for me. There we go. Cranberry, Desert Sand, and Black. Okay. And I got both card kits set up and ready to go. So let's go ahead and get going on it. If you do not have this card kit, you can go ahead and follow along with me with paper that you do have on hand, or you can bookmark this video and come back and watch it after you purchase the card kit from me. Okay. So this is going to be the first one. Oh, and we're actually going to take out a Lagoon ink as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started with it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out my card kit. You can see that there's not a whole lot to it. Okay. I'm going to take this white piece of paper and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get stamping. Okay, again, if you purchase the card kit from me, the stamps will already be on here, okay? If you purchase the stamp and you want to follow along with all the supplies you have at home, then feel free to do that as well. The stamp set is very versatile, okay? And we're going to take this grass. We're actually going to use it as a border, okay? So I'm going to get out my ink. Again, I put my cushion underneath my work surface so that way I can make sure that I am transferring all the ink from my stamp pad and from my stamp right onto the paper. Okay. If you're worried about getting this inky, then go ahead and put a scrap piece of paper underneath it. And I'm going to try not to get my head into the screen here. Okay, and we're just going to create a border. And this just goes to show you how much use you can get out of these stamps. They don't have to be used for their intended purpose. This intended purpose was meant to be grass. We're going to take it and we're going to turn it into a border stamp. Okay, and I'm stamping a little off key because I'm trying to work around the camera and the tripod. There you go. You just got a fun little border that we just created with it. And this one was a little off, so I'm going to use that as the bottom. And no big deal. On the final card, you won't even be able to tell that I was that far misplaced. Let's go ahead. I'm going to clean off my stamp set. If you guys follow along, you know that I'm really adamant about cleaning these off, so I apologize. It's going to take me a second. Okay. Next, we are going to grab some black ink. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp that sentiment. It says, "It's your day." And I'm going to stamp that right in the middle of this. And another trick that I have is that you can line your stamps up right on your grid paper, and that will make sure that they are even. Again, I don't want to get my big head in the camera view, so I'm going to do the best I can with it. Okay. And these stamps are pretty seasoned. I really enjoy using this line. I've really enjoyed using these stamps, and I've been using them for a couple weeks now. But if you are using a brand new stamp set, make sure to season your stamps so that you are fully covering the stamps. That will save you a lot of headache. We're going to stamp this a little off to the side because I'm going to add more stamps up to this upper left-hand corner. So we're going to take it and just go slightly off to the side with it. Okay, make sure to press really hard. Because I have this underneath it, it gives it cushion, and that applies even pressure to my stamp. So the ink transfers very well. That is the purpose of this. This is not packaging, it's not for decoration. The purpose of that is to get even pressure when you apply your stamps. Okay, next we're going to grab this little heart up here. Again, this card shows you how versatile these stamp sets really are. You can use them for many, many different occasions. Father's Day is one of them. There is a stamp on there that says Happy Father's Day. However, I also have coffee cups, fishing poles, hats. I have a bear that you can use for many, many different occasions. If you follow along over on Instagram, I posted a while ago, it had like 20 different occasions that stamp set was used for. So it's a bear. I mean, you can use it for anything, really. Okay, we're going to just stamp that right up on top. Cleaning off my stamp. If you're using red ink tends to dye your stamps. It's just the dye in the red. It sucks, I know, but that is the way that it is. You will never ever be able to get your stamp sets clean again if you're using red ink on them. It's not, I'm in the red dye. Next, I grab the little hat, and I'm just going to dip it in some black. And then I am going to put it right on top of this heart. Just like that. Okay? And there you have it. That is all of the stamping that this card requires. These are very fast cards to throw together. Cleaning off that ink. I just spritz it, scrub it, and we're good to go. Okay, now we're going to grab some adhesive. and I'm just going to start layering. So the first thing I'm going to do, let me put my stamp set aside here. Don't put it away because we will need it for the next card, but do put it aside. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to layer it. Okay. If you like using 3D tape, feel free to do that. I'm just going to do it direct. Lining it up, making sure that you have that border. Then you have some extra additional string. You're going to take the string and you're just going to circle it around a couple of times. You're going to take some of your, this is just adhesive circles, I guess is what you call them. I'm just going to take them and lift them up, and that's what I'm going to hold my string down with. This is pretty thick string, so you really only have to wrap it once. But again, it's your personal preference, whether you want to wrap it once, whether you want to wrap it twice, whether you want to tie it. It's completely up to you on how you want to handle that. Okay. We're just going to tie it right underneath. Okay. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to prop it up on 3D tape because it does have that adhesive on the back. The way I do that is I just take it, put some above it, and I put some below it. Okay. And we can peel it off when we are ready. Okay. I'm going to stick it off to the side for a minute. I'm going to pull up the card base. Okay. I am then going to put this. Now this does leave a border all the way around the card. Okay, so make sure that you're leaving just a little bit of border. And we're going to put this right on using your tape runner or whatever adhesive you prefer. Okay, again, line it up with your grid so you can make sure that it's nice and even. Okay, and then we're going to take these red strips. I'm going to put one below and one above. And my paper did not go evenly on. So let's, okay, so there's that. Same thing, run some tape runner on the back of this. Okay. And this, your pattern paper and this red cardstock are the same length across. Okay. So that is a great way to make sure that everything is staying nice and taut and even. Okay, so some on the top. Going to do the same thing with that second strip. We're going to put it right on the bottom. We're going to kind of tuck it in, making sure to leave a border. Okay, so if you have to lift it up a little bit. Okay, and this goes right underneath. Make sure that it's even. Use your papers to line it up. If one thing is crooked, they're all going to be crooked. This one's crooked. It's going to drive me crazy, so I'm just going to rearrange it. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Okay. So there's that. And then I am going to take this. I'm going to peel that tape off it. And we are just going to put it up. And again, look at how thick this twine is. I don't like it that thick, so I'm going to only run it through once. Okay, so what that means is I'm just going to take it and cut it in half with my scissors. Okay, and then we're just going to tie it around once. It is very thick twine. Another rule of thumb when you are using twine is that you can burn it, and that will get rid of all of the fraying that the twine tends to do. So I'm going to put my little glue dot down, and we are just going to tie both ends down. Okay? So there you have it. This is card number 1. That's how easy this is. Okay? There you have it. You can continue to stamp on the inside. You can continue to add pattern paper on the inside, or you can leave it blank and write your own personal message. It's completely up to you. but there is card number 1. So let's move right along to card number 2. And let me clear off my workspace a little bit here. All right, card number 2. Each card is going to come in an envelope. You're going to pull it out of the envelope. You're going to open it up, and all of your pieces are going to be right in there. Okay, so I made it nice and easy for you. This one has a little bit of dovetailing that we're going to do, and we're also going to turn it. Okay, so again, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this small white piece of paper, and I'm going to get my stamp set back out. Okay, I'm going to start with this bear. He is the biggest piece on this, so we're going to just start with him. And I'm going to use some desert sand ink to match him. Okay, so we're going to take it. Again, my stamps are really seasoned, so I don't really need to worry too much about it. What we're going to do here is we're only going to stamp the topmost, making sure to leave enough room for his hat. Okay, so it's going to be something similar to this. Okay, again, I stamped on here, not a big deal. You're going to take your scrubber, you're going to scrub it off. Okay, next we're going to get out our red ink, and we are going to grab the tie and the hat that came as part of this stamp kit. So I'm going to grab the hat first. I'm going to put away my brown ink, and I'm going to get out my cranberry ink. When I am inking my stamps, I just dab it up a little. Dab, dab, dab. Okay, you're going to put the little hat right on his head. Okay, clean it off. You're going to grab that little itty bitty tie that's up in the corner. This stamp set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, a 15-piece stamp set. So there's quite a lot of stamps in there. And again, remember, it comes with the dies as well. So there's a lot going for that one. We're going to take this, and I'm just simply going to stamp a little tie on them. Okay, and that's how easy that is. I am then going to grab a brown marker, and I'm just going to color him in real quick to show you guys what he looks like. I'm going to use my alcohol markers because they tend to be a little darker, and I'm going to use a walnut color. Okay, so I'm going to get my fine tip. Okay, and he's actually got a little bit of a belly that his tie sits on. So let's try to see if I can do this. Okay, so a little bit of a belly. His belly is going to be a lighter color. I'm just going to color him in. Okay, and if you're using our markers, you will see that it matches that ink that I put on. So you shouldn't really have an outline. Okay, I'm going to then go back through with my black, and I'm going to color in his eyes before I lose focus of that. Okay, again, just taking the fine tip of my marker, and I'm just going to go over his eyes. So we still have eyes. We don't want an eyeless bear. Okay, and then just finish coloring them in. There's not a whole lot of shading in this stamp. There's not a whole lot to it. If you want to use a lighter color on his nose and his mouth, then feel free. Again, coming around with that circular belly when you're coming through with your marker, it'll be a lot easier to make it kind of like a semicircle if you're having trouble in that spot. Okay, so there's what he looks like. Okay, I am then going to grab, let me put my markers up here. I'm then going to continue with that cranberry ink, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment on. And the sentiment is going to say, I love you more than I can bear. Okay. This is going to go up on the top next to the bear, so that way I can put some of this twine down below him. Okay. I'm just going to sneak my head in there real quick so I can make sure that I'm going to place this in the correct spot. Okay, Okay, there's that. Clean off your stamp. Ooh, I didn't mean to throw that down. I always put away my ink too because I'm a hot mess sometimes, and I'll dip my hand in the ink and then I'll trace ink all over the place. So I always try to take that and put it away as well. Same thing with our glue dots. We are going to take our glue dots. We are going to put it in the middle of this smaller piece of twine that came in the kit. Okay. We're just going to put that down there. And again, you can trim it if you want. Okay. These cards are perfect for your husband, for your father-in-law, for really any dads, or really anybody. I mean, neither one of them, well, this one will say Happy Father's Day. The first one didn't say Happy Father's Day, though, so that could have really went to anybody. And it's always nice to have male or masculine cards on hand, because a lot of times I'll have like a boy birthday. Even though I have 2 boys, I tend to just make cards with a lot of flowers and ribbon and stuff on them. And boy cards tend to just be a lot less embellished. And they tend to use different colors and different mediums. For instance, this twine. The twine is a very masculine medium. Okay, so there's that. And now we're just going to put the card together. So I'm going to move my stamp set out of the way again. We're going to grab the card base. Okay, and I'm just going to start layering it. Okay, so you have these 2 pieces, smaller pieces that we will dovetail. However, first I'm going to put this on. I am going to place this about a ½ inch up from the bottom. Okay, and I'm actually going to use the opposite side. So we're using both sides of that B&T paper. Okay. Get out our grid, and we're going to go a ½ inch up. Okay, I'm going to put it right there, then I'm going to line it up on the edge. Okay, and I'm just going to, and there you go, that's nice, straight, and even. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to run it across the top. Okay, I tend to work on my card front open so that way it's not pushing back on me. It's really, again, another personal preference. I had a little bit of sticker stuck there. I'm also going to tuck this a little bit down behind that pattern paper. So it's not on top of it, it's kind of tucked below it a little bit. As best as I can. As best that I can. In the best way that I can. Okay, so there's that. Again, line up your edge and you will be even the whole way across, hopefully. Hopefully I'm not wrong here. Okay. Okay, and that's what that's going to look like. Okay. To dovetail your pieces, I gently, without creasing them, fold them in half. Then I just take my scissors. Okay. And that's all there really is to it. You could also mark out the middle and cut up to the middle on both sides. People make it way more complicated than it is, and it adds a really great effect to your scraps of paper. Okay, so this piece is going to be about a 1/4 inch in and about a 1/4 inch down, so it's going to be pretty close. Okay, so I'm going to tape that first, leaving a little bit of room over here to add my dovetails later. Okay, because if I put my dovetails on there first, then I'm going to screw the whole thing all up. And I am running out of adhesive. I hope that it sticks. Let me just switch out my adhesive real quick. There it is. When you get a new adhesive, you got to run it a couple of times to make sure that you're actually getting the stick. Okay, a 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch from this corner. And there's that. We are going to put the red one down first because it's larger. And then I'm actually going to trim this because with my trimmer, I wasn't able to add the detail like I can with my scissors. And I'm going to put this one overlapping. but kind of tucked more in. Got a little bit of adhesive on the front, so I'm just going to wipe that off. And there you go. We're going to add a little sentiment down here. It's going to say Happy Father's Day. So grab your stamp. This one right here says Happy Father's Day. Oh, I just lost my hat. I don't know where that stamp went. Okay. Anyway, I'll look for it once I get cleaned up. I'm going to take my black. I'm going to ink it. I'm going to clean off the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to line this up as best I can down here. And my stamp is crooked. It's going to drive me crazy, so we're going to try to straighten that out before I stamp it on. Okay, so there, that's better. Again, use your grid paper. That's the easiest way to do it. This grid paper is perfect for so many things. We're going to just dab it on. Okay, and there you have it. And perfect learning opportunity. You will see right here that I did not press hard enough and that I don't have my paper down. So that probably had a lot to do with it. Excuse me. We're going to go back through and we're going to redo it again. Part of the reason that I love acrylic stamps so much is that you can see completely through them. So excuse my head for a moment. Let's go ahead and line this back up. And you will see that I stamped it. It was a lot thicker, and you can't really tell that I stamped it twice. Okay, so there's that one. Put my ink away before I stick my hands in it. And there you guys have it. 2 really easy cards. Remember that I have 2 sets to give away for $10. So if you are interested in making these cards for the upcoming holiday, then make sure to inbox me. If you guys are interested in purchasing directly from my site, then feel free. www.jenarmstrong.closetomyheart.com, and that way you can have the paper packs and the stamp set, and you can make however many you want. But if you just want these card kits, feel free to message me. They're $10, and you get the idea book, you get a mini stamp set and a pigment ink, as well as a bunch of little bonus goodies. Okay, so if you're interested in that, PM me. And I hope that you guys enjoyed my video. Give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and thanks for stopping by.